What is up, YouTube? My name is Big Boy Snatch on TV, aka Vacant Snatch One, because I got playing around. As you can tell by the title, the thumbnail, and the video, this is my WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2 review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please full watch the video from all the way from the beginning or towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content I do on the channel, because I'm on the road to 12K. Follow my social media down below in the description. And go check out my WWE Raw review and highlights. So that's all I gotta say. Now WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2 was a good show. It was way better than week 1. WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 1, it was way better. But WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2 was way better than week 1. Alright, it says welcome to wrestling results for WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2 on November 25th, 2025. Coming to you live from the theater at Madison Square Garden in New York. Alright, New York City, New York, I'm sorry. After retaining the TNA Knockouts World Championship against my Legends at TNA Turning Point on November 14th, Kalani Jordan will be putting her title on the line as she defends against Jordan Grace and TNA star Li Ying Lee. Jordan Grace emerged victorious against Lee at TNA Victory Royal on September 26th to win the Vacant Knockouts World Championship. While tensions between Kelani Jordan and Jordan Grace have been on the rise over the course of the past few weeks, as Jordan Grace had her eyes on regaining on regaining the Knockouts World Championship. After Soroka was forced to vacate the title a couple weeks back due to injury, a new WWE Women's Speed Champion will be crowned tonight as Fallon Henley of the Fatal Influence collide with Soroka's ally Zarya in a match set to have a 5-minute time limit. Throughout, Soroka has now recovered from injury and challenges Blake Monroe for the Women's North American Championship last Tuesday at Week 1 of Gold Rush. Zarya threw in the towel for Soroka to forfeit the match on her behalf, out of concern that she was pushing herself too hard back from her injury. With Jessie Jane dethroned Tatum Pasley as the NXT Women's Championship at Week 1 of Gold Rush, and after aforementioned Fallon Henley challenging for the Women's Speed Championship, Fatal Influence Laney Reed looks to get her hands on some gold of her own when she challenges Kendall Gray for the Evolve Women's Championship. Kendall Gray has been Evolve Women's Championship for 64 days and counting, with her last televised defense coming on October 28th episode of NXT when she retained against Lash Legend. Jackson Drake will be putting the Evolve Championship on the line for the first time since retaining against Cappuccino Jones at Wrestling Federation at America's ID Showcase events on October 24th when he defends against Shawn Legacy. This will mark Shawn Legacy's first time wrestling on NXT since coming up short to the WWE SmackDown star Axiom on October. While it will be Jackson Drake's first match on the show since he and his Fendi Project stablemates Ricky Smokes and Brad Baylor coming up short to Ricky Saints in a gauntlet match on the July 8th edition of the show. As tensions have continued to be on the rise between them over the course of the last several weeks, Trick Williams and Miles Warren look to put their issues to rest when they face one another singles competition. After Trick Williams interrupted a viral confrontation between the aforementioned Ricky Saints and Nova family ahead of their NXT Championship match at NXT Deadline last Tuesday, Miles Warren blindsided Trick Williams out of nowhere when he hit him with a chair and vowed to be the victor of the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge. Additionally, regaining the Intercontinental Championship, John Cena will be revealing who he has chosen to compete in the Men's and Women's Iron Survivor Challenge at NXT Deadline on December 6th, after NXT General Manager Ava has announced her decision to allow him to do so last Tuesday. We're live. We are live. The show kicks off with a video recapping the event of Gold Rush Week 1. Vic Joseph, Booker T, and Vic Joseph, Booker T, and Pete Rosenberg then greet an audience at home as Shawn Legacy then makes his way to the ring. Jackson Drake and Vanity Pack follows. So we get the first match: Jackson Drake, accompanied by Vanity Project, versus Shawn Legacy for the Evolve Championship. And this match right here, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm also say this was a decent match for what it was. The bell rings and the two lock up. The action spill out of the ring, and Shawn Legacy sends Jackson Drake face bouncing off the ring apron. He connects with a chop on his chest and dumps him back in the ring. Then gets in smoke on Brad Baylor's face on the outside. This opens the door for Jackson Drake to clock Shawn Legacy from behind. But Shawn Legacy dumps Jackson Drake back in the ring and goes for a pin. Jackson Drake kicks out. Back from the break, Jackson Drake levels Shawn Legacy with a kick to his. And Back from the break, Jackson Drake levels Shawn Legacy with a kick to his head and whips him into the corner. He delivers a kick to him and goes for a pin, but Shawn Legacy kicks out. Shawn Legacy delivers a German suplex to Jackson Drake, then lands a drop kick on him off the top rope. Shawn Legacy responds with a kick to Jackson Drake in the corner and sends him crashing into the mat with a Falcon Arrow, then goes for a pin, but Jackson Drake kicks out. Jackson Drake delivers a pair of double knees to Shawn Legacy's midsection. But Shawn Legacy responds with a suplex to Jackson Drake off the top rope and goes for a pin. Jackson Drake kicks out, but Shawn Legacy sets up for a Death Valley driver on him. Jackson Drake avoids it and sends Shawn Legacy crashing into the mat. But Jackson Drake responds with a 11 on Shawn Legacy for the win. The winner is still your WWE Evolved Champion, Jackson Drake. This was a decent match for what it was. After the match, Jackson Drake celebrates in the ring with Brad Baylor and Smokes. We then head backstage to see Ethan Page pay a visit to Saruka. After Saruka leaves, Miles Bourne appears and get into a verbal confrontation with All Ego Ethan Page. Fatal Influence then makes their way to the ring and Zarya follows. Alright. So we get the second match. Fallon Henley, accompanied by Fatal Influence versus Zarya for the WWE Women's Championship. And this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie. This was a solid match. What it was. The bell rings as the 5 minute time limit begins, and the two women lock up. Fallon Henley cinches in a sleeper on Zarya, but Zarya sends her crashing into the corner spine first to escape and rolls her up. Fallon Henley kicks out, then lands an open palm strike on Zarya. Zarya rolls up Fallon Henley, as the clock passes 4 minutes. But Fallon Henley kicks out and Zarya sits into the second pinfall. Fallon Henley kicks out, but Zarya catches her with a boot on her midsection and whips her into the corner. She lands a splash on her as the clock hits 3 minutes, then goes for the pin. Fallon Henley kicks out, but Zarya cinches in a Boston Crab on her. Fallon Henley crawls over to the bottom rope to escape, but Zarya catches Fallon Henley with a right hand. Fallon Henley then responds with a strike on Zarya in the corner as the clock approaches a minute and 30 seconds. Zarya lands a right hand on Lanny Reed and Jesse Jane on the outside. She extends to the top rope, then lands a dive on her. Fallon Henley delivers a DDT to Zarya and pins her, but Zarya kicks out as the clock hits 10 seconds. Zarya gives Fallon Henley up for the F5, but before she can land it, the 5 minute time limit on the match expires. The winner it says the winner and after the match, Ava makes her way out and say there needs to be a new Speed Women's Champion. She says Zarya and Fallon Henley will now be facing one another in sudden death. The bell rings once again, and the bell rings once again, and Zarya gets Fallon Henley up on her shoulders. She sets up for an F5, but Fallon Henley dumps Zarya out of the ring. Back from commercial break, Fallon Henley trips Zarya on the middle rope. Zarya fires all forearms on Fallon Henley, but Fallon Henley responds by clinching in a sensor armbar across face on Zarya. Zarya reversed into a pinfall, but Fallon Henley reversed into a fall of her own. Zarya kicks out and levels Fallon Henley with the clothesline, then runs her over with a big boot and sends her crashing into the mat. Fallon Henley then sends Zarya crashing into the mat with a famouser for the win. The winner and your new WWE Speed Women's Champion, Fallon Henley. This was a solid match. What it was. We then head over to a video from John Cena, who announces that Giovanni Evans, Leon Slater, Joe Hendry, and Dion Lennox of the Dark State will be competing in the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge, with the last competitors in the match being determined by whoever wins the upcoming match between Miles Warren and Trick Williams. Jordan Grace then makes her way to the ring. Li Ying Lee and Kelani Jordan follows. So we get the third match. So we get Kelani Jordan versus Jordan Grace versus Li Ying Lee in a triple threat match for the TNA Knockouts World Champion. And this was a solid match, but it had a great finish. Alright, let me take a sip of my water. The bell rings and Kelani Jordan slides out of the ring. Lee rolls Jordan Grace up, but Jordan Grace kicks out, and Kelani Jordan runs down right hands on her. Jordan Grace whips Kelani Jordan into the corner, but Lee connects with a big boot on Jordan Grace. Lee connects with a double blockbuster on Jordan Grace and Kelani Jordan off the middle rope. Then rains down right hands on Jordan Grace and dumps her across the ring. Lee extends up to the top rope, but Kelani Jordan pushes her off. Jordan Grace fires off right hands and left hands on Kelani Jordan, then whips her into the corner, face first, and rocks her with a pair of double knees to the back of her neck. She delivers an uppercut to her and connects with a Vader bomb, then goes for a pin, but Kelani Jordan kicks out. Excuse me. Kelani Jordan dumps Lee back out of the ring. When she gets back inside, she then lands a hammer in the wall in an Inville style elbow on the back of Jordan Grace's neck and follows it up with a facebuster. She goes for a pin, but Jordan Grace kicks out. Kelani Jordan then sends Jordan Grace's face bouncing off her knees and then connects with a knee strike on the back of her neck. Then delivers a springboard moonsault off the ropes to take out Lee and Jordan Grace on the outside. Back from the break, Kelani Jordan lands a fall splash and pins Jordan Grace. Lee breaks the fall, then fires all forearms on Jordan Grace in the corner, while Jordan Grace has Kelani Jordan up on her shoulders and lands a dropkick off the middle rope. Jordan Grace delivers a German suplex to Lee, then teeters on the ropes with her. Lee fires all forearms on Jordan Grace, but Kelani Jordan sends Lee crashing into the mat off her shoulders. Kelani Jordan then lands a moonsault on Jordan Grace off the top rope, but Lee cinches in an ankle lock on her. Jordan Grace escapes her submission hold. Jordan Grace lands a powerbomb on Lee and pins her, but Kelani Jordan breaks the fall. She then delivers one to Kelani Jordan and powerbombs her, but Lee breaks the fall. Jordan Grace gets Lee up on her shoulders, but Kelani Jordan pulls her out of the ring and extends to the top rope. She sets up for a 450 splash on Lee, but Lee rolls out of the way and gets Kelani Jordan up on her shoulders. Kelani Jordan then rolls up Jordan Grace, but Jordan Grace kicks out and connects with a sit-out powerbomb on Kelani Jordan. Lee breaks the fall with a kick to Jordan Grace's head that sends her crashing out of the ring and pins Kelani Jordan for herself for the win. The winner of the match and your new TNA Knockouts World Champion, Li Ying Lee. This was a solid match, but it had a great. This was a solid match. Not solid match. I'm sorry. This was a good. This was a solid match, but it had a good finish. So congratulations on Li Ying Lee, well deserved. We then head over to a video of Ricky Saint speaking with Sarah Scriber ahead of his match with Open Femi for NXT Championship at NXT Deadline. This was a great backstage interview by Ricky Saints. This was a good match. Good backstage interview. Alright. So we get the next match. So we get Kendall Gray accompanied by Winston Clare and versus Langley Reed for the Evolved Women's Championship. Now Jesse J and Fallon Henley are banned from ringside. Alright, and this match right here, this match was okay for what it was. The bell rings as Kendall Gray rains down right hands on Langley Reed. Langley Reed fires off stumps on Langley Reed on Kendall Gray. I'm sorry, and adjacent corner, but Kendall Gray charges at Langley Reed in the corner. Langley Reed moves out of the way. Back from the break, Langley Reed sends Kendall Gray crashing into the mat, face first with the U-range. The two women teeter on the ropes, but Kendall Gray fires off Langley Reed with back elbows and delivers a moonsault to her off the middle rope. Kendall Gray levels Langley Reed with a pair of back elbows, but Langley Reed responds with a spinning sit-out powerbomb on Kendall Gray and goes for a pin. Kendall Gray kicks out, then lands a scoop power slam on Langley Reed. She goes for a pin, but Langley Reed kicks out. Kendall Gray cinches in a Fujiwara armbar on Langley Reed, but Jesse J and Fallon Henley run down to the ring and hop on an apron to cause a distraction. Winston Clare levels Fallon Henley with a forearm on an apron, and Kendall Gray dumps Jesse J out of the ring before the referee ejects Fallon Henley, Jesse J, Winston Clare, and Charlie Dempsey, who has appeared as well from ringside. Kendall Gray delivers a German suplex to Langley Reed off the middle rope, then follows it up with a flatliner to Langley Reed for the win. The winner is still your WWE Evolved Women's Champion, Kendall Gray. This was a okay match for what it was. Alright, let me take a sip of my water again. We then head over to a video from John Cena, who announces that Saruka, Lola Vice, Kelani Jordan, Jordan Grace, and Kendall Gray will be competing in the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. I know some of y'all Fatal Influence fans are going to be mad that Fallon Henley and Jesse Jane are not in the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. So it is what it is. Alright. So we get the main event of the evening. So we get Miles Bourne versus Trick Williams in an Iron Survivors Challenge qualifier. And this match right here, this was a decent main event. Alright. Decent main event match right here. The bell rings and Trick Williams runs over Miles Bourne with a clothesline. Miles Bourne levels Trick Williams with a drop kick, but Trick Williams fires off right hands on Miles Bourne as we see Joe Hendry, Leon Slater, and Javon Edwards watching the action from backstage. Trick Williams lands a backstabber on Miles Bourne. Trick Williams fires off a chop on Miles Bourne, but Miles Bourne fires off uppercuts on Trick Williams and connects with a body slam on him. Trick Williams lands a fireman's carry on Miles Bourne, but Miles Bourne responds with a power slam to Trick Williams to level Trick Williams with a pair of clotheslines. He lands a right hand on Trick Williams' chest, but Trick Williams responds with a U-range to Miles Bourne. Miles Bourne and Trick Williams take out one another with a neck breakers, but Miles Bourne lands a German suplex on Trick Williams. When Miles Bourne and Trick Williams hit that double neck breaker on each other, that was my first time ever seeing that stuff. So that's all I gotta say. Trick Williams set up for a running kick on Miles Bourne on the outside, but Miles Bourne ducks out of the way and Trick Williams is sent crashing into the ring steps. Miles Bourne then levels Trick Williams with a jumping reverse bulldog before he dumps him back into the ring and delivers a second one to him for the win. The winner of the match and advances to the Yeah, and then advancing to the man's Iron Survivor to the men's Iron Survivor Challenge call I'm sorry, the winner of the match, Miles Bourne, advancing to Iron Survivor Challenge. This was a decent main event match for what it was. Then all of a sudden, the lights go out and Dark State came out. Joe Hendry, Leon Slater, and Javon Evans came out there. It looks like they was been a Raw, but CW cut it off. So NXT went off the air. I really want to see them brawl, but it is what it is. So let me get my honest opinion what I think about WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2. Now WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2 was a good show, and it was way better than WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 1. So WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2 was way better than NXT Gold Rush Week 1, and that's all I gotta say from here. If you guys enjoy my WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2 review and highlights, make sure you guys please take your time out of your night to full watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content that I do on the channel. Follow my social media down below in the description, and go check out my WWE Raw review and highlights. I want you guys to have a great night, stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. And thank you guys so much for coming out to my live stream on Twitch for some WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2. Watching on live reactions. PSY, shouts to you for the gifted subs. I really appreciate you. Cerise, St. Vintage Unicorn. I am King. I'm King for the first time chat. Silver Skis, thank you so much for coming out to my stream. And that's all I gotta say from here. I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. And I'm finna have an upcoming world premiere for my WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2 review and highlights. At around what was it? It says at around 5:00 a.m. 5:00 a.m. Central Time. So that's all I gotta say from here. I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And shouts to Cerise for sharing out my live stream on Twitch as well. So shouts to my boy Cerise as well. Alright, enough of me yapping. I'm finna go edit this video and I'm finna put on my world premiere at 5:00 a.m. for my upcoming world premiere for my WWE NXT Gold Rush Week 2. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for my AEW Dynamite review and highlights right here on my YouTube channel. So stay too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.